So in the last several years in the business funding space and the business loan broker community, there's been a big movement to learn more about startup funding options. And for most business loan brokers out there, you're getting paid 20 to 25% of the success fees of the startup funding commissions. And so a few years ago, we really wanted to open this up to the business loan broker community and show them how startup funding works and how you can serve, literally there's 30 million small business owners in this country that's what they need to be able to get their business funded. And by the way, there's another 70 million gig workers driving for Uber, doing Fiverr and other little tasks and jobs. But really, they're entrepreneurial in nature and nobody is serving them. They're an underserved community and they might qualify for anywhere from $25,000 to $150,000 in funding using 0% interest stacking. So why is this important? Why should you care? Well, for years, people ask us, where can I go and get some free information about this? And so we just thought we'd create it. And so it's called Funding, which means foundation, and to fund in Latin, it's fund, and then usi.com. So at funding.com, it's actually a school community. And you can join that community for free. We've got a video case study that will take you through, and then you'll be able to get right into the Funding School Community. And in this community, here's what we created that is the resource so you can learn more about how startup funding works and 0% interest card stacking and term loans and all those different things. And so what we did is we've taken a decade of experience and compressed it, into very valuable short videos and things that you can access right there in the Funding School Community. So the first module that we share in there is 0% interest funding, like how it works, how you can card stack, business, personal. The fact that you can start a business with 0% interest funding in this country is one of the biggest unlocks and blessings. It doesn't exist anywhere in the history of the world, in any other country of the world except in the good old USA. So that's number one. We've got a module all about 0% interest funding. Then we've got one about credit secrets. No one taught us a lot about credit in school. In fact, I've asked over 100,000 entrepreneurs across the country this very question. Hey, raise your hand if you learned a lot about credit in school. High school, college, whatever it was, and less than 1% have raised their hand and said they learned anything. Most laugh and say, no, I didn't learn anything about that. Boy, that would have been helpful, because immediately people are thrust into credit in their 20s and they might make bad decisions, ruin their credit, or get stuck with a bunch of debt, like, maybe some student loans for hundreds of thousands of dollars to get degrees that don't actually generate any income. That's a problem, right? So credit secrets is another module we've got in that community. We also have a funding lead gen strategy module that unlocks different paths to generate funding leads. That's a really popular module. And we also show you the steps we took to build a 7 and then an 8-figure funding empire with 7 figures funding. So why am I doing this? Why are we sharing all this? Well, there is the hope that at the end of the day, you'll want to go further and really commit yourself to building your own 7-figure funding empire. And to do that, you're going to need systems, processes. Our entire system, we now license with the Funding Machine. And so the reason we created that community is we hope as you go through those free modules that you learn more and take action and want to join our Funding Machine community, where we have professionals like Ryan, who just funded over $1 million last week. He's built a 7-figure funding empire himself and has been able to unlock a lot of solutions with our software and within our mastermind, because it's a software and it's a mastermind all together. And we've just seen some amazing success from the students in the community. So if you're wanting to learn more about it, there it is, Funding School. You can get the case study and access the Funding Community for free at funding.com. The link's right there in the notes. Check it out, my friends. Share it with others who are interested in learning more about this. If you're, it's one of the most satisfying things ever is serving a business owner, getting them access to the capital they need to create the jobs, to, produce the results, the product, the service that changes, improves our lives here. And boy, it's part of the American dream. So check it out, click it out, and that, my friends, is the only free 0% interest funding community available in the country right now. Check it out.